Dr. David Warwick, your local Lacey, Olympia chiropractor, and I'm giving you tip 3 here today to help with maybe your neck and low back pain. And I think after doing the first 2 episodes, we talked about the use of ice. If in doubt, ice it out. The next thing to use is BioFreeze or a muscle ointment of your choice. BioFreeze is one of my ointments of choice whenever I have back pain. But even after those 2 initial things, here's what we find as chiropractors to be affecting the lower back like over 90% of the time, or the vast majority of time, and that is tight hamstrings. We sit way too much, whether we're commuting or sitting at a desk, and those hamstrings start to tighten up, causing that pelvis and the lower back to lose its proper position, posture, the curve in the lower back. So if you want to help yourself reduce that back pain, low back pain, maybe you're even having pain down the legs, one of those things or some of those things going on, stretch your hamstrings. It's actually fairly easy to do, and that's to simply get into a standing position and bend forward at the waist, trying to not lock your knees, but to keep them straight as possible without locking them, and stretch the back of the hamstrings into the glute area. That simple motion or movement is going to reduce a lot of the stress or the tension or pain that you feel in your lower back. But you have to be consistent with that and do that throughout the day as you can, getting up from a sitting position even before and after working out. But another thing that you can do that's going to take that a little bit further, understanding the hamstrings and the group of muscles that are back there, there's a sheath around them, or a type of what we call fascia. And over time, whether it's an injury or whether it's just something that we chronically do or a position we're in, that fascia becomes tightened and glue-like. So if you have a muscle here, for example, that fascia is like almost a saran wrap around there. It becomes scarred and lack of movement, so it almost stays in a stuck position. What you want to do is get one of these simple high-density foam rollers. You can pick it up on Amazon. There's different sizes, there's different densities, but it's a foam roller. This is a high density one. This is about 3 feet by a 6-inch diameter. This is the one I recommend to most of my patients. Some of our seniors, I'd recommend the lower moderate density foam roller, but you can use that on the back of your hamstrings. If you go to a YouTube channel, the YouTube channels on there, you can do density foam rollers. Some of the rollers you purchase will also give you a CD that you can view how to perform it, but just simply using that foam roller as you lay on top of it and stretch or actually release some of the tension into the hamstrings, as well as the glute area, even your quads and the front of your legs and down the calf muscle. Really good things to help release some of that tension and what's going on in your body. So I'm Dr. David Warwick, your local Lacey Olympia chiropractor. If you have any questions, 360-951-4504, or go to my webpage, and that's drdavidwarwick.com. I hope this tip number 3 was very helpful to you. Start doing it and stay consistent with it and see if that makes some changes for you. Thank you for watching.